Hello and welcome. Here we are with another episode of Mardek, leaving scenic Aeropolis for this place, the Desert Path. There are only a few things of note here. There are a few chests, a golden conch, gold ore in this here chest, and a potted cactus, which is somewhat fitting for being in the middle of a desert. You may be wondering, but wait, how do you know this? I've cased the joint here, And which brings us to this cave. This cave, a very dangerous cave. You can tell by it being red-tinted and covered in bones, and there being a save crystal with a lone chest inside. I'm going to equip some manners of weapons that will become obvious as I progress. Whoops. Everyone will equip certain weapons that are vitally necessary for doing anything. Now the question is, do I want to replace some stuff here with things? This should be something else. Sapphire should be... turquoise? No. Topaz? Topaz? Honestly, it doesn't matter. It can stay sapphire, whatever. Alright. Alright. I think it's good enough. Maybe. Hopefully. These pendants could come in handy, but we'll take our chances. Alright. And here we go! It's the Bone Demon! Yes. It is an Earth Element Demon. Has all sorts of resistances all over the place, and a lot of random weaknesses as well. Of note, it absorbs Earth. It is weak to light, being a demon. It is weak to air, being Earth. Somehow is weak to fire, despite being made of bone. And it's resistant to physical. So then, as with all fights, we start with our resistances. And there's a big reason why we're here. And that is Legion. This bonus boss here can cast this attack. The Blood Claw. Bone Claw? Would be fitting, but no. And you see, Blood Claw is only being able to be casted by basically this guy and maybe one other guy that are not super endgame bosses. So, if you want Legion to learn that move, this is where you'd get it. Also, I did some move hunting for our boy Legion. I did a quick scroll through here to show them all off. Let's go. Spectral Touch. It is weak to Ether. And it can lower strength, and we'd like to do that. 400 damage. Well, sure. Slank can get hurt by Dark right now. That's not good. Resistances are key in big fights like this. Raging Inferno is not good to get hit by. Which is why I null that. He does have another AoE spell, and he'll use it eventually. Ooh, lucky miss. That AoE spell is Earthquake. I'll just say it in case he just decides not to use it. Also, Spirit Nova. It would have its HP. I believe Spirit Nova does not work if your opponent is level 40 and up, which are basically all the bosses from here on out. So we're just going to continue with the Spectral Touching. And we're going to heal. Mardek's on complete support duty this fight. Dark Claw. Already have that, sir. And we'll null Earth now. You can try doing this fight at any point. Good thing we healed. But it's best to do it now, after you've gotten all the levels and the items and everything you could ever want from the other temples. So once you get here... Stop tickling Legion, please! Honestly, we gotta keep everyone topped off. You gotta have at least 1,000 health at this point, or else you just kind of die, because he's very strong. We'll keep touching him right back, lowering that strength stat of his. Because you see, he's got a lot of strength. Even with -7, he's still at 33. You look at somebody like Slank, who's got +7 to his strength stat, 29. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. We're gonna want a morality block for the team. Mardek and Legion need it. And Gloria gets punched in the gut. And now she has to heal. This is kind of how it goes. And this is another reason why you need to have 2 healers on the team. He's used Blood Claw on everyone but Legion. The only one who needs to get hit by it. Oh, man. I guess we keep Spectral Touching. Like, I'm thinking, like, what else could I do? Like, I could use Thunderstorm or something, but... It will do more damage, but honestly, decreasing his strength stat might be the way to go. Might. Morality block. I don't think Mark's ever gonna not be casting... Woo! That was Earthquake. That was Earthquake. Devastating. And that's why we null everything. Please, Blood Claw Legion! That's all I need you to do. I really don't want to get him down to, like, no health and just be praying he decides to Blood Claw Legion. Because it's basically a 25% chance that he'll cooperate with me. Of course, I don't know what actually goes into the AI's targeting. Oh, wow. Gloria actually doesn't have to cast any nulls or heals, so she can do something. Well, Fire works. Twister works. Lowering his agility, would that be good? Is that 16? That doesn't really help, because I doubt Gloria gets another attack of it. We'll Wildfire him. Lower that strength a little more. And Curse. Well, that's a move Legion can learn. I forgot about that. Yes. So Curse, I believe, makes it so you can't use special effects. Which is very not good. Gloria needs to be able to cast her stuff. And here goes the Inferno. Woo. So we're gonna put that Fire Null back up. Furious Flame, and I missed outright. Slank finally misses, but he's been doing all the work basically. Legion's here to provide moral support by lowering the guy's strength by tickling his funny bone. And Mardek is here to cast Morality Block, basically. There'll come a dark time when I run out of MP. I'm not going to worry about that. Not right now. And a punch to Legion's gut. Notice how it's only doing about 500 after reducing his strength by so much. It was doing like 700, now it's down to 500. He still has all of his magical prowess, but... Oh, and a stun! Although I want him to be casting Blood Claw, so is that good? Is that a good thing? And he's stunned for his turn. Good, great. I mean, it is good, but I need him to attack. Let's burn him. I'm also worried that the lower his health gets, the more he'll just kind of not want to cast Blood Claw. Oh well. I'll just trim him down a bit. this point, I gotta... Oh man, is magic shield worth? It also reduces my healing. I'll say yes. Dark Claw. Oh, he's not stunned anymore. What? Okay. Fire Null. And Blood Claw on Slank! Good! Not good. We're almost out of stuff that Legion can do. He's almost out of NB. That's okay. Alright. All we need is a Blood Claw going Legion's way. That's all we want out of this fight. And I'm prepared to sit here as long as it takes before my good friend Bone Demon cooperates. He's been a very nice boy so far, not casting all of his AoE junk over and over and over, but... That was good. That was a good crit. But not what I needed. Whew. Alright, well at this point I'm just gonna shield. He does tend to cast the Raging Inferno more often than Earthquake. He likes to cast fire despite being weak to it. There it is! The Blood Claw! And now we have no further use for Bone Demon. Goodbye, Bone Demon. And Slank finally caught up to Mardek in levels. I know that looks very simple. Oh, and hey, we got the Yin and Yang weapon. Yin and Yang is a weapon for Zac, which means we'll never see it used ever. No, Zac might show up again later. It's a very strong weapon. Gives evasion 50%. That's pretty good. Good against dark and light. Stat boosts to a bunch of stats. It's very nice. It's very nice. But, unfortunately, Zac's not part of the main team. We'll see him again one day, I'm sure. Not today. And so we depart the desert path, because that's all it has. And I'm very grateful that we got that Blood Claw at the very end there, because there's only, like I said, one other enemy in the game that can cast Blood Claw. And speaking of, I did do a lot of off-screening. I went around in my hunting for moves and stuff. I went around to the Earth Temple. Yep. There is a, by the way, hidden switch in the back room with the crystal. Didn't mention that at the time. It's not marked on the map. You just kind of have to go to the, I guess, sort of the left side of the room. There'll be a rock there. You click on it. One of them. It'll open a path to the right. You go through that. It enters into the dream world. You can open a door there. That takes you to a gemstone in the dream world. So that opens a gateway in the dream world. Yes. What else do I need to talk about? I'm just going to pace around here while I go through the things I did off screen. There was also a Trilobite warrior in the Earth Temple. There's pretty much one in every temple. He's found a... Remember there was that sealed door sort of in the first section of the Earth Temple? I assumed it was like the special door at the time, but then it never went back. That is where the Trilobite warrior is hiding. He's a standard Trilobite warrior, whatever. You beat him up. Also, I remembered there being a watery area in the Gemstone Mine back in Gosnor. The Gemstone Mine, the first place we did in Chapter 3... Or was it 2? Chapter 2, actually. That place. When you go in there, there's a miner, and he's like, oh man, there's we got some girls over from the town, we're having a bukkake good time, you know how it goes. They're sealed off one of the paths. But you go down to the watery area, where like Miriam's escape boat would be, or whatever. You can actually use your water-breathing elixir to go down in there. And in there you get a Dreamstone fragment. And I might as well just pull that up here, right? And I have another one. I forgot where I got that one from. Oh, right, that's the, I don't remember where I got it. I do remember getting it, though. So, whatever. We'll just do those. Here we go. Dreamstone, number 11? 1, 2, 3, 4. 9? 9. Number 9. Boom. Who could it be now? I know that font. I'm not happy that it's this guy. Finally, I'm a knight at long last. I'll be glad to see the back of these guard missions. There's just something very unsatisfying about helping old women to get to the shops or stopping bar brawls. Nothing grand at all. With this new rank, grander adventures await, far more opportunities for excitement and for respect. I have earned this. It's so important that I have, and that people will regard me highly for what I've done. Sure, I could get tons of respect, if I could even call it that, without any effort at all if I wanted, by blood alone, but I've always found it to be so exploitative. It is unfair that chance alone should grant us such boons. We must earn them. Valor, not blood, is what makes a man. One's blood only deserves esteem when spilled for one's values. I think I got this from my mother. She was always complaining at father when he flaunted his excellence all over the place, and insisted I got no more than the other children. I was glad. I really was, because otherwise I'd have had possessions, yes, but children are unforgiving, and would surely have ostracized me. Living the way she thought most respectable is the best way I can think of to honor her memory. So here I am, earning my respect and doing a fine job of it, if I do say so myself. I have colleagues, and we get along, all because I sacrificed my hereditary power. If I'd kept it, maybe I'd not even have met Charla. Can you tell it's Donovan yet? Charla. My oldest friend. She's in the guard because of me. Now a knight, too. We shared our ceremony, just like so many other things. She's always there with me. I see the way she looks at me recently, and I'm sure she sees the way I reciprocate, and yet we go nowhere. Is it because we've grown too comfortable being best friends, and it's awkward to progress beyond that? Or I could perhaps say I am afraid of her finding out my little secret, especially after hiding it for basically all my life. Is it something to worry about? Perhaps not. Perhaps I should tell her how I feel about her one of these days. For I get the distinct feeling that she's not going to be telling me anytime soon. I've always found her reticence to be cute, yet it sure can get in the way at times. Says I, as if it is her who's expected to make the move. No, that's the man's job. That's good and right and proper, and so I shall be the one to bring this up openly. Here's me speaking of what's right and proper. If I believed in any of that, well... Ah, the mission! I've got to continue preparing! Yeah, old Donnie. His thoughts. He likes respect. He wants respect. And, he likes Charla. Knows she likes him, but not gonna do nothing. Or maybe he will. And here's the other one. The one from the cave. And you can probably tell exactly who this is. I don't. I mean, it's gotta be Solar, right? Obstinate Ponderings. Or is it Murians? Murians? I'm just thinking out loud. I didn't actually look at this one before. These, I'm gonna pretend it's Murians. And if it turns out to be Solar, well, that's gonna be crazy. These obstinate ponderings of elemental crystals, of root magic and deep power, how they torment me so! My whole being seems drawn to these stones, as if I have no choice but to spend my life searching for them. But why? Why? Destiny and fate are meant to be merely pretentious jargon used by knicker-wetting, doe-eyed tykes, or out-of-touch philosophizing old priests who don't know their arse from their ankles. They are not meant to be so real, so palpable. I have thoughts sometimes, deep thoughts. Are they dreams? Or are they memories? Or both in some fashion? In them I am amazing. Yet I am also a dog. Is it solar? It is most strange. I feel drawn to the crystals like any other dogs would feel drawn to the artists of their ilk, yet I don't want to sniff them, but to utilize their power. Is Murian solar? I do not understand it, and I sense I am drawn to madness by this deep, deep craving. I'd rather just be a grand bandit, nah, it's Murian's, spending my time in a cave or a palace, bathing in glittering piles of ill-gotten lucre. I don't even want mortal domination or the bloody crystals. But what is the I? What is the me? Surely some part of my gloriously sharp as a scimitar mind wants them, and I cannot shut it up. Is that me, deep down, more than the part that doesn't, which is the madness? Ah, I'm becoming one of those nickel-touching dog-arched philosophizers now. Begone, thoughts of nonsense, let me be. I need to focus on what I need to do next. What do I need to do next? Oh, right, I see. I need to do what I can to find the crystals. A sigh. A slave to myself I am. Yeah, that was Murian's. I don't know, it was yellow text, so I thought, oh, solar. And then I realized it's not nearly insane enough to be solar, so. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, so there are a few things that I could do now. But I'm just going to take it kind of light here, and just do more reading of things. Kind of a filler episode, as it were. The Bone Demon's the big, wow, look at that thing. That happened. That's the thing you care about. And I got that out of the way, so, So from here on, I'm just going to read a little bit of things. So I did people before. Now places. New places, because I don't believe anything is changed on the other stuff. Let's see. Still missing a random spot here. So, new places would be starting at Sun Temple. Again, I don't remember if I started going over this stuff before, I'll just do it again. The Sun Temple is a large temple of Solok built out in the middle of the desert west of Aeropolis. Its design is mainly subterranean, with a ground level and several levels below it. It's inhabited by priests of Solok, who must take a vow of celibacy and isolation, agreeing to spend their lives there praying in devotion. It's unknown why it was built where it is or who built it. The Sandflow Caves are a natural cave complex beneath the Sun Temple. Volcanic activity below causes the sands to be constantly shifting, flowing up and down the walls. What do you mean volcanic activity wouldn't cause that? Well, it must be magic then. Yes, a wizard did it. Santuzia is an old village of reptoids deep within the Sandflow Caves. It existed long before the Sun Temple, but the reptoids were savages, essentially just monsters tainted by some dark energies. When the Sun Temple was built, they balanced out, and now tend to be rather on the neutral side, and far more civilized. They trade with the priests above on occasion, but both races feel each other to be an unwelcome pest in their territory. The Dark Temple, one of the elemental temples that houses an elemental crystal. It is unknown who built these temples. Some say that an ancient race which used to rule the world with magical technology built them centuries ago. Others say that the gods themselves built them to house the crystals. Others say that they just formed naturally, like a cliff for the crystals. Whatever their origin, they are places of intensely strong magical energy that few mortals ever tread in, unless they're specifically searching for the crystals. The crystals have been taken on occasion. The dark crystal is usually taken by villains as part of their megalomaniacal schemes, yet they always seem to have a way of finding their way back to their temples. Aeropolis, the jewel of the south, is the largest city on the continent of Fengdu. It is said that all travelers pass through here at some point, being the nexus of trade that it is. At its heart is the Air Temple, which contains the Air Crystal. The city is divided into several Air districts, including Air Grand Temples, palaces, museums, marketplaces, and so forth. The Lifewood, a vibrant forest east of Aeropolis. It surrounds the Earth Temple, and the Earth Crystal within provides a strong, earthy, vibrant energy, which slows down aging. The forest is said to be home to mischievous forest spirits, such as fairies. The vitality of the place is reflected in the Dream Realm by a strong copy of the terrain, the Dream Wood, accessible via various dream circles scattered throughout the woods. There is a cave deep within the Lifewood where a serpent is said to dwell, worshipped over the ages by the axolotls. Hey, that's a little surprise lore, huh? The axolotls? The axolotls are basically where the reptoids were, you know. They're kind of savage, they're basically monsters, but they do have some sort of civilization. And who knows, they could rise up too and have a playable axolotl character. That still wouldn't make my final team. Dreamwood. The terrain within the dream realm is built of thoughts thought by minds, perceptions of the material plane. However, few of these thoughts are strong and detailed, so the lands within the dream realm are shifting and hazy. There are exceptions, however, where strong copies of places exist in the dream realm. One of these is Dreamwood, a strong copy of the Lifewood, created by the familiarity of the longevitous creatures within. It is home to pixies. I hate pixies. And both forms of the forest must be traversed to properly explore it. The Lost Monastery. A Yelortian monastery lost to the forest a century ago. The priests who dwelt here are succumbed to madness, and their very souls were bound to the crumbling ruins, to haunt it as undead and spirits. Earth Temple. One of the god-built elemental temples which house the Earth Crystal. It is teeming with vitality, and the air within is thick and smells like moist plant life. The Water Temple has the water crystal. Pure, clear water flows throughout its halls, and the atmosphere is calm and tranquil. The Crimson Peak, a large volcano on the Fengye continent. Though active, it has been many millennia since the last eruption. It housed the Fire Temple. The Fire Temple. Being within it fills you with a kind of sweltering energy, almost aggressive. It makes you want to dance, or fight, or both. Artifacts are basically the same, but this time we have 3 more things to look at. One of them I haven't seen yet. The Dreamstones. Sometimes an odd magical phenomenon occurs where a person's thoughts or dreams leave a sort of physical residue because of cracks in the dream realm, which crystallizes into perfect, flawless orbs, which sort of resemble precious stones. Someone who knows the mind that created the crystallized thoughts can relive them himself by holding the orb and concentrating. They used to be willingly created by great wizards to store thoughts and feelings of significant occasions in the same way that we use diaries. The Miasmal Chalice. Monsters are not living creatures as such, but more like apparitions made of an invisible but omnipresent substance known as the Dark Miasma, or Dark Matter, which exists between this plane of existence and another. They take on forms derived from thinking minds and exist only to bring despair and conflict, it seems. They have no minds or feelings. An ancient civilization built these magical chalices to collect the Dark or Miasma in order to utilize its power. For what purpose is not known. It is known, however, that they fill when monsters near them are slain. They attract the raw dark energy that the monster dissolves into before it has a chance to rejoin the rest of the miasma in the space between planes. No, the bestiary is a lot. I'm not going to do that yet. Do I have all of them so far. We have dark, fire, water, and earth. There will be an earth, air one? Or is there? I don't remember. And then there, light. I don't even know that there is a light temple. In all my times, I don't remember. But there's something we can do here, and I want to do now, and let's go see the museum to unload some items. I'm not heading to the museum this way. That's the shaman. Curator, sir. You're not the curator. The curator's the one with the unique sprite. Is that a talisman of the graceful mermaid, Christ Susuna? It seems so. It is useless to an adventurer such as yourself, as it has no practical magical properties, but it would attract so many visitors to my museum if I had it on display. I will pay 15,000 gold to take that off your hands. It's of no use to you and deeply interesting to me, so we both win. Do we have a deal? Here you go. 5 artifacts. Look at that. Is that the talisman of the ever-burning flame Falcos? The deity personally crafted this with his own magic. It is overwhelming to think that this very object was once in the hands of a god. I will pay 15,000. Here you go. There you go. Yes. Is that a talisman of the stalwart Titan Krog? Amazing! It must be ancient, yet this grassy plume that hangs from its core still grows verdant and strong. Truly a sign of a deity's handiwork. I'll pay 15,000. Alright. What a strange mask you have there. Is it made of stone? A Tiki Mask, is it? I'd be interested in displaying that in my museum if you'd be so kind to sell it to me. I'll pay 6,600 gold. What is that? An arm made of metal? Oh my, I have never seen anything like it before. What a curiosity. I'm sure other people would be as interested in its mysterious appeal as I am, so I am willing to purchase it from you and put it on display. I'll pay 3,700 gold to take that Droma arm off your hands. Yes, yes. An ancient runestone, eh? Its magic has clearly run dry, yet it would still serve as a nice display piece to educate people as to what these things are. It's not very valuable, but I still wish to buy it from you. I'll pay 900 gold. Well, thanks, guy. You've brought me 10 ancient artifacts. My appreciation is too great to express in words. You saved the museum. Hooray! Thanks forever. Is that all the artifacts? Nice, I guess. What if I leave and then I come back, and what if they're all on display? They're not. I guess that would be a little too much effort. Alright, alright. So, I guess the museum side quest of sorts is done. And I got a lot of money for it. What else? What else? This is just like a housekeeping kind of episode. I vaguely have a list here of things I wanted to do. Huh. Well, here's the thing. My next little thing involves doing that whole trade quest deal. You know, I have this, not that, where is it? This here romance novel. I need to give that to somebody. Is this the air temple? It's just the person I need to give it to is actually in this here air temple. But that's also where the plot takes me next, so I wonder which takes precedence. Huh. Guards. Well, it looks like the story might take precedence at this current juncture. So, since I've done a lot of talking, and chewed your ear off a little bit, that's not really the right phrase, is it? You know, you talk someone's ear off. You chew someone out. And I didn't chew you out. I like you. Because you're here, right? So I'll just call it now. We killed the Bone Demon. That's good. We got Blood Claw, which is a very strong skill. Lowers vitality, don't you know? And 100% bleed chance. I want to take a quick look, since we're just messing around here. Legion, Legion, Legion. Look at these abilities. We are missing 1, 2, 3 abilities for our boy. All from enemies I believe I have not yet encountered. So, Legion's almost completely blue maged up. A quick run through of all my skillies. Ooh. I think Agility might be better than Spirit. Like Teaching Spirit +1, I don't know. I don't fire breath many things. And those are all my current skills. Nice. Uh-oh. Hold up. Did he just... I think I got these when I did the museum quest. A lucky coin. A coin that supposedly lands more often on its head's side than its tail's side when flipped, which is rather superstitiously said to grant its holder improved luck. It led to the Loot Finder, level 1 ability, and I believe that increases the drop rate of items from monsters. And a spear, an obelisk spear. It is basically the ultimate weapon for Donovan and Charla. Shame you only get one. I don't even know what Pyro Shell and Arrow Shell do. I don't like those two. Okay. So next time we'll pick it up here and actually continue the plot and do actual plot things, I guess. There is that little side quest thing. I'll at least try to do that part, if I can help it. I hope I didn't have to talk to her before doing all the other temples. Huh. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. Cross that road when we get there. So until next time, bye.